Welcome to Real Talk with Lisa, where conversations expand minds, open hearts, and guide you to heal within. Lisa Bubari is your go-to expert and trusted guide in personal growth, mind-body wellness, and transformation. With over 2 decades of experience as a clinical hypnotherapist, wellness expert, and speaker, she helps individuals realize emotional blocks, resetting limiting beliefs, and reclaim their power. Lisa empowers you to break patterns, shift energy, and create meaningful change because you are more than your past. You are more than your fears, and yes, you matter. Ready to take the next step? Call 818-221-2797 or visit realtalk870.com to connect. And now, your host, Lisa Bubari.
Greetings, and welcome to Real Talk with Lisa. It's so good to be here with you, isn't it? This is absolutely amazing. This is so exciting. It's my first radio show of my own, and I must say, before we go any further, I want to introduce and say thank you to all who have been part of this. And I know I am live on Facebook and some social media, but I cannot tell you how incredible it feels just to sit here behind the microphone. I know I have been behind the microphone so many times on my own show, on Facebook, with Mother Love, on LA Talk Radio. And but having my own show, it's like, especially in this station, it's amazing. So I want to say thank you to all. And wherever you are, whether you're driving, relaxing at home, just kicking back and listening, or even just laying in bed, scrolling, and you get to this station, I want you to know, wherever you are, that you are not alone. That I am here with you, and we are together for at least the next hour. So tonight is an extra special night, not just because it's the premiere episode of Real Talk with Lisa, and yet because it's also Oscar night. And wasn't it amazing? If you saw it, if you watched it, I watched some glimpses of it before I drove to the station, and the introductions, the glam of the dresses, and each one on the red carpet, and the acceptance speeches, especially for the main actors and actresses, the directors and everything. But it's a night of recognition. It's a night of celebration and honoring excellence. And while we are realizing that Hollywood shines its light on the best film, the actors and everything, I want you to know that I'm here to shed a light on you. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the external recognitions. It's more about how we feel inside, our confidence, our self-esteem, and who we are, honoring the self. So, and that is why we are here. And that's where Real Talk happens. Before I go further, I want to share with you why I'm here. It's like a mission or a vision. It's the dream that led me here. Imagine a 5-6-year-old girl laying in open one of those beds that opens up, put together in a balcony in a far, far country. It's late at night, and all I have is looking up into the sky, seeing the stars, and the rustling of the leaves from the tree, from the backyard. And I am at my grandmother's balcony, her terrace. And where we were, we had a mosquito net placed upon us because of the mosquitoes. And I remember something that called moon tiger that would repel the mosquitoes at night. And it was green. And laying there, all I had was a small little black transistor radio that was given to me by my grandfather. And I would just put that right next to my ear and listen to the sound of a voice, the angelic voice of the storyteller. And she would start with Yeki bud, yeki nabud, غیر از خدا هیچ کس نبود. And for me to translate it, first of all, it was in Farsi. I'm originally from Iran, and I've been here since my early teens here in America, which now America, Glendale, has been my home since my teenage years. But what Yeki bud yeki nabud, غیر از خدا هیچ کس نبود means there was one, there was none. Other than God, there was no one. And the story would continue each and every night. And I would fall asleep listening to her voice, and with a cliffhanger that wanted you to listen again and again. What I didn't realize, what I now know, it was soap opera on radio. So that dream, I remember thinking to myself, listening to the voice on the radio and feeling like I was part of something bigger than myself. Because each and every star in a little girl's mind, it was a different country, it was a different continent, and I would dream of being and traveling to different places. So the radio was more than just a noise. It was a companion, a source of comfort, a world of possibilities. And that is exactly what we do when we connect, when we communicate, we expand minds, we open hearts, and I'm here to help you heal within. So by sitting here in this chair, with this microphone, speaking to you, it's a full circle. It's like a full circle moment for me, a dream realized. So my question to you is your dream your new reality? Were you dreaming at one point, and have your dreams become a reality? So at this, and this is what I want for you, because recognizing that your dreams, your voice, your presence in the world matters. Because who you are matters. It's not what you have, what you do, as much as who you are. Because everything is about feelings, right? So if you're listening right here, right now, on our second half, we're going to open the phone lines, and I want to hear from you. So you can dial toll-free 866-870-KRLA, which is 866-870-5752. And I'll be more than happy to take your call, listen to you, and if there's anything you would like to share or ask me a question, by all means, let's do this. So, before we go any further, I want to take a moment to introduce myself for those of you who do not know who I am. My name is Lisa Bubari, and for over 20 years, I have dedicated my life in helping people just like you to heal from the inside out. And that's how I came about to heal within, as the name of my business. By trade, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, stress management consultant, women's wellness expert, and also speaker author. So beyond those titles, I believe I am someone who believes in the power of transformation and understanding that we all have the power to make a difference We all have a voice. So being your coach, being your guide so that you can evoke what was to coming to embrace what is and evolve. So the 3E that I will be talking about a lot is evoking what was, which is going back into our past. It's just like a lotus. Did you know that a lotus is found in the muddiest places, in the riverbanks? And a lotus is always upside down until it is ready to blossom, and then it turns ever so gently and slowly facing up into the sky. So when we talk about evoking is recognizing, acknowledging the past, your history, your experiences in life, so that you can embrace what is right here, right now, the reality today, in order for you to evolve to what it is that you want. So as we are doing this, I want you to think about it. What is it that you would like to share? What is it that you would like to know? What is it that you would want someone to know about you? Let's go on a break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Real Talk with Lisa, where conversations expand minds, open hearts, and guide you to heal within. Your host, Lisa Bubari, is your go-to expert in the powers of mind, body, wellness, and transformation.
With over 20 years of experience as a hypnotherapist,
stress management consultant, and speaker, she helps individuals like you go from pain to gain, releasing emotional blocks, resetting limiting beliefs, and reclaiming your power. Because you're more than your past, more than your fears, and yes, you do matter. Take the next step. Call 818-221-2797. Again, 818-221-2797. Or visit realtalk870.com.
and now your host, Lisa Bubari.
We are back. This is awesome. I don't know if you felt it or not, but there was a little bit of a movement happening. So back to introducing myself, and we just got a message in there, a call that came through, and it says, wow, I would like to know more about her. Well, just as I was going to explain, I wasn't always on this path. I started in the corporate world as an assistant to attorney. I was an assistant to attorney, oh my God, for at least over 7 years. And through that, I had corporate event planning. When I got into the healing world, it was all because of healing my own feminine, what can I say? It was I was going through a lot of stress in life, going through a divorce, and finishing through the divorce job, 2 jobs that I was working at the same time in order for everything to meet, emotions, suppressing emotions, only functioning, and only trying to exist instead of living. I was existing. So working through all that, I had carpal tunnel. My knees had water. They were putting water, and as a dancer, I could not dance. And stress was one of the biggest factors. Thus, I had another feminine issue that I had to heal. Prior to that, I had already had 2 surgeries done for ovarian cyst, and lo and behold, the 3rd one. So the attorneys HR director sent me to an acupuncturist, and I take my hat off to anyone in the holistic world. So it was the acupuncturist that on the second session, treating me, said, did you know that hypnotherapy can help? I had heard of hypnosis and hypnotherapy, but I had never experienced it knowingly. Here is the catch, knowingly. And if you are sitting here focused, if you are driving, believe it or not, and we're going to talk about this a lot in so many segments coming up, and you can always call in and talk about everything and question, but you are in a trance state. That's another state of hypnosis. It's another way of focused Zen state. So all these states that you are not always conscious, and your subconscious, which is the auto part of your mind, takes over, becomes like your GPS without thinking, and you do things without being in tune with your outside world, and you are very focused. We call it Zen state or self-hypnosis, or you're in that hypnotic state. So it was during this time that when he referred me to an hypnotherapist, and within 6 sessions, I realized what it was. And I no longer needed my third surgery. And that was when it changed my entire trajectory of my life path to where I am today. And that was over 20 years ago. So the message is our bodies speak to us. And sometimes we are not in tune with what our body does. You know, we have 5 senses, actually 6 senses, that we function with. What we see, what we hear, what we taste, what we smell, what we touch. And there's that intuitive aspect to us, which is another sense within us. And if we recognize it, we do so much with intuition, which is what we call it, the gut feeling, and that we ignore so many times. So discovering the power of the mind-body connection and how thoughts, emotions, and past experiences can manifest physically was what happened. And it was through hypnotherapy, deep work, and personal transformation of my own that I healed. And not just my body, but my entire life. And now I'm here. I'm here to help you, to guide you, and be of service to you. So this show isn't about me talking all the time. It's about us. It's about you and how you can reach out to me and ask me questions. By all means, the phone lines are open in the next, when we come back from our half an hour commercial, you can dial in, ask questions anytime at 866-870-KRLA, which is 866-870-5752. What is something in your life that you are ready to change? Let's talk about it. What is it that's something you have been struggling with? One of the things we talk about today, the Oscars and everything, they thank not only their parents, the director, the producer, they thank those who believe in them. But believe it or not, each and every one of us have to start by believing in ourselves. It's so wonderful for everyone else to give you validation, to give you the Oscars, to give you a pat on the back, because we all have one form or another that we like to be validated. Some like to be validated by money, and others are by words. because words truly do matter. And we're going to be talking about that when I come back. Some like validation in titles. So we all have one form or another that we want to be validated. But the best validation, and something that nothing in life can take its place, is self-validation. Nothing trumps that. When you validate yourself for doing what it is that you want, for tooting your own horn, if that's what it's supposed to be. But when you are happy with yourself, and when you say, I did it, and the excitement, the joy, that's something no one can touch or take away. So self-validation, self-acceptance, self-appreciation starts with you. And I think each and every one who held that Oscars truly is because of the work they did, and for them to believe in themselves. And I want you to believe in you, no matter what your title is, no matter where you are. Even standing up for yourself just for a moment and just saying, I can do this. I do matter. Because that's my message. You do matter. So, validation, self-acceptance, all that comes when I do the work with my clients. I say, it's time for you to say what is it that you want, not what you don't want. Because our self-limiting beliefs, sometimes they become our own biggest block without us realizing it. That heaviness. So no matter where you are, you can wiggle your toes, right? Just imagine sitting or laying down or driving. Even when you're driving, you can wiggle your toes. And while you're doing that, it puts a smile. Or you can turn around and say, what does wiggling my toes have anything to do with it? It's called a transference. That means from where you are, you just wiggled your toes and your toes became happy because they just moved. And you hadn't even thought about your toes. And you can do the same thing by just snapping your fingers. Why? Because by snapping, you make a sound. Your fingers snap. You may hear the sound or you may not hear the sound. All that, it's becoming aware. It's becoming in tune with the present. So a lot of those are nothing but tools and techniques to bring your awareness back to you, back to your fingers, your toes, your body. And it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter what makeup you have on or not, what you're sitting, where you're sitting. And yet, if you just become aware of where you are sitting and recognizing, if, like mine, it's a chair, I'm comfortable in this chair. It's a red chair. Actually, it's a burgundy chair. That awareness is the most important thing. You know, Eckhart Tolle talks about the power of now. When you pray or when you meditate or when you concentrate and you are focused, that's all the power of now. So although you are listening to the sound of my voice, and it's going through and resonating with you, what you're not seeing, or maybe you are seeing, is this beautiful smile. Because I have a huge smile on my face, and I don't know if it is coming through or not, because right in front of me, across from here, I am watching my engineers, and they are messaging me. I am watching the camera that is being streamlined to one of the social medias. And no matter where you are, you too can put a smile on your face. Looks like we are back, and we are back. The bigger mission, as I said, you matter, and we do have a caller already. Rosun, oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. You are on the air. Hello.
Hey. Hi, Lisa. I'm so excited.
This is so exciting having you here and calling. Thank you so much. Actually, go ahead.
Yes. I was, first of all, I wanted to congratulate you for the show. This is amazing. I was listening to you since the beginning, and I actually cannot get, I didn't want to miss any second of what you were saying. And especially also when you said you wiggle your toes, it really reminded me of our session, and I wanted really to thank you, really thank you from the bottom of my heart, how you were able to allow me to connect with my younger girl self,
Yes.
and I still can connect to her, which I couldn't for 30 years. And the transformation that I've gone through in your session really was amazing. And listening to you even reminds me of that and celebrating that. And when you said validation, tonight I'm validating myself and my younger self. And I wanted really to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, I thank you. It's I remember that one session that you were talking about, and I remember saying, why don't you take your shoes and your socks off?
Yes, I remember.
Because it was like something different. It's not part of the work that I do. And I said, when you do it, it was not during the session, but I said, when you take your shoes off and your socks off, why not touch your feet, your toes, and everything? It is a connection that you do it. You can do it in your privacy. You can do it in your bedroom, sitting at the bed. So the connection, because the bottom of our feet are known to be our entire body. So it's
Right.
representing our body, and that in itself, it's the connecting of the hand to the feet from the top to the bottom, because we have both sides. So we'll talk more on that, but I am so grateful to you and thank you for this call. You are an amazing human person and human being. So you have come a long way and absolutely glowing.
Thank you. It's amazing. And thank you again for the session and this show. And I'm excited. Every Sunday I'll be listening. I'll
Thank
be tuning
you.
in. Okay. Have a good night.
You too, my dear. Thank you. Good night.
Okay. Good night.
Okay. So this is exactly what we're going to be doing, because each episode, each segment is going to be completely different. So let me tell you what Real Talk with Lisa is going to be about. It's about having conversations that wake us up. All of us. It's about breaking patterns, shifting perspectives, because we each have a perspective, and creating lasting change. So it's moving you from pain to gain. And I will talk about what is pain, what is gain, because to me, everything is an acronym. It means something, because you are more than your past, as we evoke it, and more than your fears. And you deserve a fulfilling, powerful, joyful, healthy life. Before I go further, we do have another caller. I believe it is Judy. Judy calling.
Yes. Congratulations. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you, Judy. Thank you for the call.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Did you feel the earthquake?
Yes, yes, but apparently it was not a very strong one. This building, it moved, and I thought maybe it was my chair for a moment, and then we realized it is an earthquake, but it was 3.9. So,
yeah, it wasn't very bad here, but it did make the dog get up and come and sit by me.
Really?
So that's interesting.
Well, they do have their sensory is much higher than us humans. So,
yeah.
Well,
She didn't like it, I can tell you that, but she's back asleep again next to me. So
oh,
good.
Oh, that is so sweet. Well, I am glad you are comfortable and everything is safe at home.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Good.
Yeah.
You feel
Hopefully
safe?
it is with you as well. And you're enjoying your work there and getting a lot of speakers.
Thank you. Yes, we are.
That's great. Well, that's a good job then.
Thank you so much, Judy.
Okay.
God bless.
Talk to you again.
Yes.
Okay?
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's the thing. Listening right now, feeling alone in your room, or if you're in your car wondering what's next for you, this is a space where you are seen, you are heard, and you are valued. I always talk about you matter, not because of what you do, because of who you are. So if there's any questions, if there's anything you would like to share, by all means, do call. If you've been holding on to something, maybe a belief, maybe a fear, maybe a story that no longer serves you, let's talk. We do have another caller, Adrian. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How's things shaking for you?
Oh, everybody's feeling this earthquake happening right here in Glendale. I guess it must be in L.A. Well, I believe we L.A. people are used to shake and bake. We are getting used to fires, earthquake, flood. What else do we have that we are used to? So it was a good one. Are you safe? Everybody okay?
Yes, everybody is safe. Everybody's fine. Nothing has fallen down. Nothing broke. Everything is perfect.
That's all.
Actually, the reason why I actually had a reason why I wanted to call you, because I wanted to thank you, because you were able to help me get out of a horrible situation where I was literally unable to leave Glendale. And because of you, and you took that fear away, I can go anywhere I want. And that was an absolutely invaluable thing that you did for me, and I will be eternally grateful.
Okay, fear. The fear of driving?
No, the fear of being in a car on the freeway.
Oh, the freeway. Yes.
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 Really, 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 really bad. It was so bad that I would be with other people and I would have my hand over my mouth to keep myself from screaming.
Okay. I remember that. So let me ask you a question. What is bad? What is bad? Because right now, as you're listening, the world is buzzing. The Oscars are celebrating achievements. Politics is dividing opinions. And across the globe, people are experiencing hardship, conflict, and uncertainty. But the word bad, when you say it was so bad that you would feel so uncomfortable on the freeway, was it the freeway? Was it the cars? Or was it you internally feeling bad?
It was the cars, it was the motion, it was the sound of the cars and the freeway, and knowing that I was going fast.
Yeah.
And that's what was really, really scary. Once I realized with your help that, oh, okay, It's supposed to make that noise. It's supposed to go that fast. It is a freeway. It's okay. Whatever happened to me as a child and that fear that I had as a child is gone. I'm not a child anymore, and I'm perfectly safe.
Exactly.
And I can protect the child that's within me.
Exactly.
And you're the one who taught me that.
Thank you for reminding me of that. So here's the thing.
Yep.
There are two core things about us. One is safety. When we feel unsafe is when certain things rattle. They rattle in us either physically, mentally, or emotionally. And we're not even talking about the psycho aspect of that. But feeling unsafe is the first things that it triggers. It creates anxiety, stress factors, and fear factors, and then it can turn into a panic and anxiety to a whole different level. So everything that we do, and I believe what I did and helped you with was creating safety no matter where you are sitting, either in a car, in a bus, or even for some people having that fear of flying. So thank you for that share, and I am glad no matter where you are, you feel safe now.
Yes, I do. And I will be turning in on Sundays to feel safe some more.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. This is just a fantastic show.
I thank you
really,
so
really
much,
good.
Adrian. Thank you. God bless.
Okay.
All right, dear.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So as we turn on the news, scroll through the social media, or even just listening to conversations around yourself, realize you'll hear it a lot. Things are bad. It's the worst it's ever been. The world is in a chaos. So, but if you pause for just a moment, is it really that bad? Because right now something is happening that feels bad to someone, somewhere. But is it really bad? Or is it a change, growth, transformation in progress? So many of us are afraid of change, and yet change is everywhere. We change at all times. Everything changes. So when we come back after this commercial, we're going to reframe what is bad.
You're listening to Real Talk with Lisa, where conversations expand minds, open hearts, and guide you to heal within. Your host, Lisa Bubari, is your go-to expert in the powers of mind, body, wellness, and transformation.
With over 20 years of experience as a hypnotherapist,
Stress management consultant, and speaker, she helps individuals like you go from pain to gain, releasing emotional blocks, resetting limiting beliefs, and reclaiming your power. Because you're more than your past, more than your fears, and yes, you do matter. Take the next step. Call 818-221-2797. Again, 818-221-2797. Or visit realtalk870.com.
and now your host, Lisa Bubari.
Okay, we are back, and we're going to reframe this word bad. Actually, every segment, every week when we come back, I'm going to be talking about one word. We're going to change the word because words do have power. As a clinical hypnotherapist, that's one of the things that we do. We work with words, the power of words, and we shift and edit things within the subconscious mind by relaxing the conscious mind. We're going to talk about all that in the coming weeks. And yet, today, the word bad. Think about your own life. How often do you label something as bad without looking or thinking deeper about it? I had a bad day. Or was it just a tough day and it passed? And that was a bad decision. Or was it a lesson that made you wiser? Everything feels bad right now. And you can even say it. Everything feels so bad right now. And when you exude that energy, when you exude that feeling, you have released the bad feeling, what bad is, because it's just another word. We say, I love you to so many things. And I mean things instead of people, because love is supposed to be a feeling of sharing of something significant, more of cherishing something, right? So when you change your words, you change the power of that. When something is an excruciating, they say it was excruciating because of. And you can, when you unravel it, and you put the words and what the experience was, it becomes easier for you to, it becomes easier for it to dissolve or fade away or have something to resolve, okay? So when you say, I'm bad at this, believe me, so many times it's like I would be in the office and I'm not very tech savvy. And I say, ooh, I can't figure this out. And when I say that, it's like, and yet I am learning. I am learning how to figure it out. I shift it so fast by changing it. It's becoming aware of it. And you can even think when you say, this is a bad situation, turn it into, this is an opportunity for growth. Another one, the word is bad. When we say the world is in a bad place right now, what if the world is changing? I can choose how I respond to it or how I look at it, because again, it's about perception, because nothing is bad unless we decide it. Nothing can make an impact on you unless you give it permission, okay? Because you do have a choice and you do have a voice. So, as I said, we'll have words, we will have tools, techniques, we'll share information, and every other week, if not maybe every week, as often as I can. If you want to be a guest, by all means, let me know. But next week we will have a guest and we will have an amazing conversation over here. And I love poetry and quotes. So today I have a poem that I wrote, and it's all about the power of perspective. The storm may rage, the sky may fall, yet flowers bloom despite it all. Darkness fades when lights appear. Perspective shifts, and so do fears. What is bad? What is good? Perhaps just the lessons understood. So mind your own words and guard them well, for they will shape the tale you tell. I hope you like this poem, because what in your life have you been calling bad that might actually be a shift ready to be changing the perspective, a lesson, or a transformation? So if you are open to a call, by all means you can call. Dial toll-free 866-870-5752. And we've got a few moments we can talk about it, and realize that next week we'll explore another word that might be holding you back, because your words do create your world. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, by all means, realize that you are part of this community. Over the waves of the radio, you are part of this city, this county, this country. Actually, we're on this continent, And when you become aware that you're part of this continent on Mother Earth, and Mother Earth spins around the sun, we're a part of this universe, this galaxy, we are just a small little speck. And yet, there you are, with all your might, with all your grace, with all your beauty. When a small little ant crawls on the floor, you are the galaxy to that ant. So you are very significant, not only to me right here, right now, but so many who truly do care for you, and maybe they haven't shared it. And I bet you anything there are people who in your life, they matter to you, but perhaps you have not called or shared. Texting is okay. Texting is the easy way. But a voice that travels, that truly can give you goosebumps when you hear the voice of someone you care, you love, it truly matters to them. So why not wiggle your toes, pick up the phone, make a call to the one that you really care and love. Or even say thank you. Thank you not only to the callers who called today, and I want to say thank you to them. I want to say thank you to my ancestry because of where I was born and who I am. My heritage as an Armenian, as a Persian Armenian, being born in Iran, and being a Christian Armenian, coming to America as a child, and acclimating to this country, and calling this place home. Nothing in life truly matters than saying thank you to all who make a difference, from my mom, my parents, my grandparents, family, friends, even teachers who made an impact in my life. A teacher called Joe Willoughby, who pulled me aside one day and said, "You're already a happy child. You don't need to do certain things." And that stuck with me. Mr. Johnson, who was my English teacher, made an impact in my life. Monsieur Hirsch, that was teaching French in our high school, that made an impact. So many of my clients and friends. And recognizing all this, even the people who I work for, so many of them I still have connections with, and I talk to them. So recognizing who you are is an acclamation of all this. We're never alone, even though you might feel lonely. So for tonight, I want to say thank you. I hope you tune in again next week, because real talk can become real. So until next week, I bid you goodbye.